Subscribe right now and hit the bell. Then you won't miss a chapter. And give the show a like. Comment with any thoughts and questions, and I will be happy to chat with you. Thanks for helping out this independent author.
Partners. The high school graduation had come and gone quickly, and Rachel no longer felt like a teenage girl anymore. She was a smart young woman starting out into the world with purpose and possibility. Daddy was so proud when she was accepted at nearby Stanford University to study molecular and genetic medicine in the fall. Then he was almost giddy when she told him about the summer internship in Dr. D's genetics research program. He gave her a little fatherly advice. "Honey, Dr. Diabolo is the future of genetics. Be sure to learn everything you can, and be sure to teach him a thing or two while you're at it," he said with a wink. "Plus, he's famous, and that internship will look amazing on your resume." Now, alone this time, Rachel stepped into that big open lobby with the huge rotating hologram of the double helix. She was once again filled with the wonder and excitement she felt on her first visit to the EGO. She spotted the front desk and began toward it. "Rachel," came a thick voice, and she turned inquisitively. She became a little weak in the knees as recognition came over her. There, with his chiseled features and massive presence, stood Damien with his perfect smiling face that mimicked Josh's. Admittedly, it was pretty weird, but she mentally shrugged it off. Damien walked up and gave her a greeting kiss on the cheek. She inhaled and couldn't help but notice how good he smelled. "Hi, Damien," Rachel said softly. He kept on smiling and said, "Father told me you would be joining the internship program here. A smart woman like you, you're gonna love it here." She blushed a bit and replied, "Thank you. I think so too. This place is really amazing." The two walked over to the front desk, and Damien introduced her to the receptionist, who was beaming googly eyes at him. He told her to make sure Rachel had everything she needed for her first day. He grabbed a slip of paper and jotted down his cell number and handed it to Rachel, saying, "Just message me if you need anything at all. I know everything about this place because I practically grew up here. You know what? Let's meet here at your lunch break. There's an amazing deli around the corner I'll take you to. They have the best sandwiches." Rachel smiled back at him and said, "That's sweet of you. See you then." "Okay, great. Have an awesome day," he said while he nodded, smiled, then spun around and walked off in huge strides. Rachel and the other interns got to know each other a bit as they organized their stuff at their assigned desks. Dr. D had come in during the orientation to welcome everyone, which made them all more excited. They were all riding high on that pep talk. Rachel had stepped into the hall to look for a bottle of water when she peered into a room with an open door and found Dr. D at a stand-up desk looking at a screen. He looked over and saw her, then warmly called out to her. She timidly replied, "I apologize for snooping, sir. I was just looking for some water." He replied boisterously, "Oh, don't be silly, Rachel. Come in, come in." And he motioned to her as he walked over to the refrigerator. Rachel slowly walked in and looked around. This office was amazing. It was so modern and it practically oozed with the latest tech. Dr. D pulled a water bottle out and gave it to her. She took the bottle from his huge hand and realized again with awe how large the man was. He gestured to a chair. "Please, sit down." He hit a button on the desk and it began to lower as he took a seat. Then he went on. "I was hoping to talk with you today. I'm so glad you decided to come and join our team, because I know you are a girl with brains and drive." "Thank you, sir," she said enthusiastically. Rachel looked on the desk and noticed a small device near one end. Dr. D followed her gaze and said, "Ah, the personal-sized version of the scent that your friend Mr. Macias invented. This amazing little device cost me over 100,000. Worth every penny, though." Rachel smiled and said, "I'm glad you think so, sir." Dr. D cocked his head a little and said knowingly, "You are too humble, Rachel. I am sure that you are also instrumental in its development. Am I right?" Rachel, slightly blushing now from the recognition and still smiling, responded with pride. "Well, yes. I am Josh's co-inventor. He is the physical science genius, and I mainly wrote the necessary software code that allows the scent to interface with the computer." Dr. D's hands went up with understanding as he spoke. "Fantastico. You are a genius yourself, dear. And no doubt the similarity of the digital code to genetic code is not lost on you, for you are here at the establishment for genetic optimization." He paused for a bit, looking at her respectfully. Then he voiced his thoughts. "Rachel, I want to be clear with you that I am open to hearing any and all ideas, or possible inventions that you might have. And please, tell Joshua this too. I have considerable resources and can make for a very advantageous and trustworthy development partner in multiple ways. Rachel, I want to be clear with you that I am open to hearing any and all ideas or possible inventions that you might have, And please, judge for this too. I have considerable resources and can make for a very advantageous and trustworthy development partner in multiple ways. Rachel's eyes widened and she thought for a moment, then asked, Sir, what are your thoughts on the possibilities of augmenting the human brain? Dr. D's eyebrows raised with an impressed and curious look.
Be sure to share the show with friends and write an Amazon review. Get the entire audiobook right now. Go to sa.vanderwerf.com to get it at an extremely discounted price. To receive the free ebook and my wallpaper book cover image, just sign up for the newsletter at sa.vanderwerf.com. Then you can be notified for the release of the anticipated sequel to The Man Who Made Himself. Thanks so much and enjoy the gifts.